So tonight in Salatul Tarawih, we read the Surah Hud. Hud is the name of a prophet, and which could also meaning of the name of this Hud mean maybe the one who is guided, because Hud comes from Hidayah. So the name of that prophet is the guided one. And this is very a special prophet, which is Allah put one of the surah under his name, and he was one of the great prophet of Allah. And then it has also a story of the beside him there is also a story of the other prophets in the surah which we read, and those stories are for the lesson for us not to commit what these people committed and they were punished in this life. The next life is another punishment forever, the eternal punishment. But they were even punished here in this life. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started this surah also with the last surah was without Bismillah Rahman Rahim, that before Surah Yunus, Surah Tawbah. But this surah is started with Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So all the surahs start with Bismillah Rahman Rahim except only one surah, the Surah Tawbah. In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman, the one who is giving everyone Rahim or the mercy, and Rahim, that he is the most merciful. Al-Rahim, he is the most merciful. Alif Lam Ra, which is the abbreviation Alif, Lam and Ra, the three alphabet of Arabic, and nobody knows the meaning except Allah. Kitabun Uhkimat Ayatu Thumma Fussilat Min Ladun Hakimin Khabir. The book of the full of wisdom, its ayat, its verses. Allah ta'budu illallah. And Allah is always emphasizing the most important word in the Quran is La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. That is the most important topic of the Quran. And it comes in a different way, like Allah said in the Quran, Innani an Allah. That surely I am only God, Allah. And Allah said, La ilaha illa huwa. There is no God except He, Al-Hayyul Qayyum. The ever-living, there is who ever-existing. So La ilaha illallah comes in the Quran in a different way, and then here Allah ta'budu illallah. So none worship but Allah. Do not worship except Allah. Innani lakum minhu nadhirun wa bashir. Surely I am to you Nadir and Bashir. So the Prophet come for the two kinds of job. One is he's a Nadir. Nadir means he warned for the punishment of Allah, and he's a Bashir, that he is giving the good news of the blessings of Allah, the Jannah, the happiness of Allah. وَيَنْتَغْفِرُ رَبِّكُمْ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ يُمَتِّعُكُمْ مَتَاعًا حَسَنًا إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمًّى يُؤْتِ كُلَّ ذِي فَضْلٍ فَضْلًا. So now he is saying to his people to make Allah tawbah. Yesterday we were reading the very good words, the day before yesterday I think, that Allah said that Allah is not going to punish them while you are with them, Prophet Muhammad. And then he said Allah is not going to punish them while they are making astaghfirullah, while they are asking the forgiveness of Allah. So we learned something very important. There are lots of punishment coming in the world today, the flood, typhoons, earthquakes, wars. These are the different, and then diseases also, the pandemics also. So all the world is flooded with the punishments of Allah. How we can save from the punishments of Allah? The solution in the Quran, always say, Allah forgive us, Allah forgive us, Allah forgive us. So more we ask the forgiveness of Allah, the more Allah will remove His anger to us. And when He will send His punishment, He will exclude us. He will not punish us. And then the words, وَمَا مِن دَابَةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا وَيَعْلَمُ مُسْتَقَرَّهَا مُسْتَوْدَهَا كُلٌّ فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. So Allah is the one book, a clear book, which is the book of destiny, the dana, the predestination. And Allah is saying, وَمَا مِن دَابَةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا. And there is no moving creature on this earth, but upon Allah is His sustenance. Now imagine, people are worried about their sustenance, but Allah is giving guarantee that all the creatures on this earth, not just human beings, even the animals or plants, insects, all is upon Allah to keep the risk. It is obligation of Allah. It is the responsibility of Allah to give us a sustenance. Why? Because He gives us a life, and as long as we are living on this earth, He is going to give us a food. He is going to give us our sustenance. Now it's up to you. You want to choose with honor or with dishonor. You want to choose halal or haram. You want to choose with dignity or you want to choose with insult. Or you want to choose which is lawful or you want to choose as unlawful. But surely Allah is promising here that it is upon Him to give the sustenance. What we should worry that I don't want to go to hellfire in my next life. I don't want to get punishment of Allah in this life. And I want to go in paradise in next life. And I want to get a good life in this world. And the good life doesn't mean is the rich life. The meaning of good life is the clean life. The life which you have a peace in your heart. The life which is not sinful life. The life which is not anger of Allah upon you. But rather the happiness of Allah upon you. And that life you should have a nafsul mutmainnah. The calm soul, the peaceful soul. Not the blaming soul or not the destructive soul, but pleasant soul, the nafsul mutmainnah. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving guarantee about this when Prophet Musa alayhi salam was about to taken by Allah and he was worried about his children, about their sustenance. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell him to hit on the mountain his stick and then the other rock came out. And then other rock, until the one small rock, and when he hit on it, the one insect came out from there, and that insect is holding some grass, and Allah was giving inside the rock, in the many rocks, Allah was giving him the sustenance to that insect. So Allah said, no worry about the sustenance for your progeny, Allah is going to provide it. So it can make the peace to the heart of the people. I don't need to worry. Allah is the one my supplier. Allah is the one who is my provider of my risk, of my sustenance. Okay, so that can relief, and then you can focus upon how I can please Allah, how I can obey Allah, how I can do the things to not to get the punishment of Allah. Rather, I get happiness of Allah to save myself from hellfire or save save my family from the hellfire and enter to paradise in the next life forever. Then Allah said, وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. So before Allah created anything, Allah first created the water. And in earth meaning there is a controller headquarter where Allah can control everything, His dominion. And that's also creation of Allah. So water before then Allah, and before that there was nothing, no creation, only Allah was existing. So He created the water, and then He started to create the universe and heavens and earth and everything. And He created those in 6 stages. 6 ayyam means 6 stages. Like the Quran always says that the heavens and the earth were created in 6 days. But the Bible have an error. The Bible said that God created heavens and earth in the 6 days. On the 7th day He gets rested. Or in Tagalog na likha ng Diyos, mga langit at lupa sa 6 na araw at sa 7 araw siya napahinga. So that's mistake. God doesn't need pahinga. That rest, because He is the powerful, He is omnipotent, who is free from any error or weakness. And Allah speaks about He will make us resurrected again after our death, that we all will be gathered again on the day of judgment in front of Allah, and Allah will judge between us with the justice. And these people of the Hud, they started to making a mockery of the Prophet, and then they were saying that the people who follow you are the poor one and you are misguided and etc. And also it's mentioned in this surah about, again, the story of the Prophet Noah was repeated. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. And surely we send the Noah to his people. He said, إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. I am surely unto all of you as a clear warner. Warner means to give the warning of the hellfire. Allah ta'budu illallah, do not worship except Allah. Inni akhafu alaykum adhab yawmin alim. Surely I fear upon you the adhab, the punishment of the day which is very painful. The day of judgment is also already start the punishment, and people will be standing in front of Allah 50,000 years for giving their judgment. So we need to worry about that, not this life at all. Because Allah already give promise that He is going to feed us. He is going to give all our needs in this life. You need to just make a little struggle for your livelihood, and Allah is going to provide you. People who are working little, and Allah give them a lot. And people who are working hard too much, Allah give them little. So make yourself busy with the work of Allah, and Allah is going to provide you whatever your needs. And then same with the Prophet Noah, they were asking the people who are following you are the worst, in the lowest in among us. They are not very honorable people, they are not rich people. And they even asked demanding to Prophet Noah that if you want us to listen you, then these cheap people, these poor people, get them out from you. And the Prophet Noah said, no, I am not going to out them from because of you. You don't listen, it's okay, but these poor people, I will not be let them to outcast from me. So how these arrogant people, that they were demanding to Prophet Noah to bring away these poor people, then we are going to listen. So that is the arrogance, and the people who are arrogant will never be guided, and they will never go to paradise. As I said other days, that Prophet said, if a person has an arrogance, even the weight of an atom shall not smell the paradise. And then he said, oh my people, I am not asking you any wages. Allah is going to pay me for what I am doing to you, that message. In Jannah, of course, in the next slide. And he said also, I don't say that I have a treasure from Allah, and I do not say that I know the unseen, and I am not saying that I am the angel from Allah, and then I am not saying that these people who are, according to you, are the very poor people, and Allah is not going to bless them. Allah will bless them because they listen to the truth, they go to the truth, and Allah is going to listen them. And then they say, so after the 950 years, the Prophet Noah was preaching them, and they are getting very irritated, and they say, you already talked too much. Now bring us what you have promised to us, the punishment. And they said, if it will come, you cannot be fight with it. So they said, okay, bring to us, we are waiting for it. Then what Allah said to Prophet Noah, وَأَسْنَا بِالْفُلْكِ بِأَعْيُنِنَا وَوَحْيِنَا وَلَا تُخَاطِبْنِي فِي الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا إِنَّهُمْ مُغْرَقُونَ. And Allah commanded to Prophet Noah to build the ship with our supervision and with our revelation, and do not ask to us about those who are doing zulm, the wrong. Surely they are going to be drowned. And his own son was among the disbeliever kuffar. His own son. And Allah said, don't ask me anyone who is a disbeliever to save them. And then he built the ship, the banka, and then Allah commanded him to all the believers. There were around 82 people, some members of his family and other people, only few people, after the preaching of 950 years. And then the domestic animals spared, put in the ship, and until the water started to come out from the baking place, where the hole in the earth, where the people were used to cook the bread. Even today in the Middle East, in some Muslim countries, we call it tanur, baking in the soil, and then the water coming out from there now. So water was coming from the sky, and water was coming out from the earth. And then he said, وَقَالُوا ارْكَبُوا فِيهَا بِسْمِ اللَّهِ مَجْرِيهَا وَمُرْسَاهَا إِنَّ رَبِّي لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. And he write the Prophet Noah with his people, and he said, Bismillahi majriha wa mursaha. In the name of Allah, it's sailing, this banka, the ship, wa mursaha, and anchorage. It will stop also in the name of Allah. Inna Rabbi lagafur rahim. Surely my Lord is forgiving, the merciful. وَهِيَ تَجْرِي بِهِمْ فِي مَوْجٍ كَالْجِبَالِ وَنَادَوْا نُوحٌ وَقَالَ فِي مَعْزِلٍ يَا بُنَيَّ ارْكَبْ مَعَنَا وَلَا تَكُنْ مَعَ الْكَافِرِينَ. And there were the waves like mountain. And he saw his son was trying to go to the mountain, to Jabal. And then he said, oh my son, come ride with us. Arkib ma'ana, wala takunu ma'al kafirin. And do not be among those who are disbelievers. And he said, "Qala sa'awi ila jabali yasmini min al-ma." He said, "I will reach to that mountain, and it will save me from the hellfire, from this flood, from the water." And then Noah said to his son, "Qala la asima al-yawma min amrillah illa man rahim." Then Noah said to his son, "There is no one to be saved today except by the from this command of Allah, illa man rahim, except Allah, to whom Allah make raham or our mercy." وَهَالَ بَيْنَهُمَا الْمَوْجُ فَكَانَ مِنَ الْمُغْرَقِينَ. And there was a wave come between Noah and his son was drowned. Lubuk yung anak ni Noah, prophet. And then Allah command now here, وَقِيلَ يَا أَرْضُ وَبْلِعِي مَآكِ وَالسَّمَاءُ وَبْلِعِي وَغِيدَ الْمَاءُ وَقُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ. And this very powerful words in the Quran. And we say, "O earth, swallow your water. And O sky, stop sending the water down. وَقُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ. And stop the water." And the command of Allah was completed. وَاسْتَوَتْ عَلَى الْجُودِ. And that ship was stopped on the mountain. And Alhamdulillah, today, the archaeologists, they already found that ship. And it was really found on the tree. And that tree is called Mount Yudi in Turkey. And it's available there. People are going and seeing that what Quran said is truth. It was on the mountain. And that mountain is in Turkey. And people are visiting that ship. And it's still there for a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقِيلَ قَعْدَ لِلْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ وَنَادَى نُوحٌ رَبَّهُ فَقَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي ابْنِي مِنْ أَهْلِي وَإِنَّ وَعْدَكَ الْحَقُّ وَأَنْتَ أَحْكَمُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. And Nuh called upon his Lord. Then he said, "My Lord, surely my son was among my family. And surely your promise is true. And you are the best of the judges." Allah said to Nuh, "Qala ya Nuh, innahu laysa min ahlik, innahu amalun ghayru salih, fala tas'alni ma laysa laka bihi ilm, inni a'iduka an takuna min al-jahilin." Allah said to Nuh, "O Nuh, surely he was not from your family. Why? Innahu amalun ghayru salih. Surely his amal, his actions were not good. Do not ask me for the things which you have no knowledge, lest you become among those who are ignorant." So immediately the Prophet Noah, he makes the forgiveness of Allah, he makes sorry to Allah. قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي أَعُوذُ بِكَ أَنْ أَسْأَلَكَ مَا لَيْسَ بِي عِلْمٌ وَإِلَّا تَغْفِرْ لِي وَتَرْحَمْنِي أَكُنْ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. He said, "My Lord, I seek your protection, that I ask you the things which I have no knowledge. If you will not forgive me, and you will not mercy on me, then I will be among the losers." So Allah forgive him because he asked forgiveness, because he was wrongly asking to save his son. But his son cannot be saved because all other believers, disbelievers, kuffar, all the other disbelievers are drowned. So his son should be drowned because he was also a disbeliever. Allah cannot make injustice to save his son, even though his son was disbeliever. If all the disbelievers be killed with this flood, then his son should be killed also. But immediately the Prophet Noah, he makes sorry for his wrong request. Then Allah accepted his asking of forgiveness. And he said, "Qila ya Nuh, bisalamin minna wa barakatin alayka wa ala umamin min man ma'ak." So Allah give the blessings to Nuh and his family and all the people who followed him. Tilka min anba'il ghaibi nuhiha ilayk. And these are the news of the unseen which we are revealed to you, to Prophet Muhammad. مَا كُنْتَ تَعْلَمُ أَنْتَ وَلَا قَوْمِكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ هَذَا. And you and your people were unknown of this before. فَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ الْعَاقِبَةَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. So be patient, surely the good end for those who are fearing Allah. وَإِلَى عَادَ ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا. And towards the people of Ad, Allah sent their brother Hud. So that is the name of the Surah Hud. قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. He said, "O my people, worship Allah. There is no God except Him. In antum illa muftarun. You are nothing but you are telling a lie, slandering that there is a God, but there is only one God, Allah the Almighty." And he said, "Oh my people, I am not asking you any wages. My wages, my reward is from Allah who created me. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Will you not understand?" And he said, "Oh my people, ask forgiveness to your Lord, then repent to Him. He will send you from the sky the punishment. And then they say, قالوا يهود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتارك آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن لك بمؤمنين. They say, oh no, you make too much. You bring us the evidence, and we are not going to leave our gods because of your word. Show us something. وما نحن لك بمؤمنين, and we are not believing in you. Then he also showed some signs, but they still rejected, except a few who followed him. And Allah said that وَلَمَّا جَاءَ أَمْرُنَا نَجَّيْنَا هُودًا وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ. And when the word, command of Allah comes, then Allah says the Hud, the Prophet, and those who are with him as a believer, بِرَحْمَةٍ مِنَّا, with the mercy of Allah. وَنَجَّيْنَاهُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ غَلِيظٍ, and save them from the dirty punishment. وَتِلْكَ عَادٌ جَاهَدُوا بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ وَعَصَوْا رَسُولَهُ وَاتَّبَعُوا أَمْرَ كُلِّ جَبَّارٍ عَنِيدٍ. And all the rest of the people were punished. And then another nation was Thamud. وَإِلَىٰ ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ صَالِحًا. And Allah sent to him the Prophet Salih. And he also gave them the warning. And he has a one miracle, which is a big camel which can drink all the water of the one day, and the rest of the day for them to drink water. But they cut their hamstrings, and Allah punished them. That dead camel was coming out from the mountain. So all the Prophet said the miracles, but the greatest miracle to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu this Quran. That's the greatest miracle of all time, which given to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, the miracle of knowledge. And then it was mentioned about the Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Lut. His people were homosexuals, and then Allah punished them. And then his wife and Prophet Ibrahim's wife and him were sitting, and the angels came who were going to the Lut to destroy them, the people of Lut who were homosexuals. And then they gave the good news of the son, the Ishaq. And why the name was Ishaq? Because the wife was laughing that she was barren, and the husband Ibrahim was very old. And then the angels were giving good news of a son. So she laughed, Fazakat. And then the son name became Ishaq, because Ishaq name words come from laughing. She laughed, and then the name of the son who she's going to born is Ishaq. And after Ishaq, Yaqub, the son of Ishaq. And then Allah also give the blessings, mercy and the blessings upon Ahl Bayt. So the Prophet's Ibrahim family was also called Ahl Bayt, like the Prophet Muhammad's family is also called Ahl Bayt. Innahu Hamidum Majid. If Allah were to, if your Lord wants, He can make all the people as one ummah, ummatun wahida, one nation. وَلَا يَزَلُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ, and there will be no differences between them. إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ رَبُّكَ, except the mercy of your Lord. وَلِذَلِكَ خَلَقَهُمْ وَتَمَّتْ كَلِمَةُ رَبِّكَ لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. And then Allah can fill the jinnati wal nasi ajmain. Allah can fill the hellfire with jinn and the men, with all of them, except whom Allah mercy, and then Allah guide them and bring them to paradise or Jannah. May Allah save us from hellfire, and may Allah bring us in paradise, in Jannah to those forever. وَكُلُّ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الرُّسُلِ وَمَا نُثَبِّتُ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ وَجَاءَكَ فِي هَذِهِ الْحَقُّ مَوْعِظَةٌ وَذِكْرًا لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So that is, the Quran is a reminder for the believer. وَقُلْ لِلَّذِينَ يَؤْمِنُونَ اعْمَلُوا عَلَى مَكَانَتِكُمْ إِنَّا عَامِلُونَ وَانْتَظِرُوا إِنَّا مُنْتَظِرُونَ. You wait and we are waiting. وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُ أَمْرُهُ كُلُّ فَاعْبُدُوهُ وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَيْهِ وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And for Allah is all the unseen of the heavens and the earth. And to Him all the honor, all the commands will be returned. فَاعْبُدُوهُ, to worship Him, and وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَيْهِ, and rely upon Him, trust upon Him. وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ, and your Lord is not unaware of what they are doing. So, this life is for our test. We can follow the commands of Allah, then we can go up to the next life. This life, sustenance is upon Allah, What Allah wants us to struggle to follow the commandments of Allah so He can save us from hellfire and bring us to Jannah. Prophet Jesus was fasting, and their fasting was not just eat and no drink, even they cannot talk also. Prophet Moses was fasting, Prophet Abraham, all the prophets were fasting. Fasting is the way of worship, is your body. You are not going to eat and drink to show to the love of Allah that we love Allah, so we are not eating. We are facing the hunger and thirst for the sake of Allah. So that is the act of worship, not just the act of worship that you bow down or you give charity with your wealth. Also the act of worship is to abstaining. During the day of fasting, you abstain from what is lawful just for the sake of Allah, to show to the Allah that we love you, Allah. That's why we are not eating and drinking for your sake. But that's not enough. Also not to do any bad words and not do bad actions during the fasting, then Allah is going to accept it from you. If people are doing sins and they do backbiting and speak bad words to people, Allah is not going to accept the fasting from the person. Paano po makukuha natin ng awa ng Allah? You want to get the awa of Allah? Gusto mo kuha ng paano yung makuha ng awa ng Allah? Lagi sumunod na utos ng Allah. Always follow the commands of Allah, then Allah is always mercy on you. Because Allah loves those who are obedient to Him. And Allah hate those who are rebellion to Allah. Okay? So lagi sumunod na utos ng Allah na para kuha ng awa ng Allah lagi. Inshallah. If you are in emergency, what kind of fasting? No need to fasting, okay? Because Allah gives the man kana maridan aw ala suffering. Then if you are in sick or you are in journey, emergency, or you are in journey, in the traveling, then you can do fast after Ramadan. You can complete. You are sick, you are in emergency for 3 days. You can dextrose, you can take medicine. No need to fasting. Okay? You can stop the fasting until you are getting well. When you go back home and you are good, you are not in hospital, you are not in emergency, then you can continue the fasting. Because Allah is merciful. He said, "Yuridu bikumul yusra wa la yuridu bikum usra." Allah wants to make easy for you, and Allah doesn't want to make hardship for you. So, if you are in emergency, you need excuse that you can fast and you can dextrose. No. You can dextrose and your fasting is no need anymore because you are in emergency. So definitely the dextrose can invalid your fasting. But in case you are in need the dextrose or you need the IV fluid or in medication, you can break your fast. All the acute diseases, you have excuse to leave not to fast on those days, like high fever, loose bowels, or some other emergency sicknesses. You need operation, surgery, no need to fast. But the chronic sicknesses like diabetes, hypercholesterol, or hyper blood pressure, this fasting is a cure for those diseases. Asthma or many other diseases which Allah can cure you with the fasting. Even the cancer, the best medication for the cancer today is the fasting. The fasting can destroy the cancer cells. But the acute sicknesses like high fever or LBM, etc., you need to avoid to fast until you get well and you are not in emergency or you are not in danger. So Allah is giving an excuse to us not to fast when you are in some special emergency. Sodom and Gomorrah is the people of the Prophet Lot. Allah sent the stones from the sky. Words of the punishment. The stones with fire. If you read this Surah Hud, the people of Lut, the Sodom and Gomorrah, they were homosexuals. Allah sent the stones from the sky with the fire. The stones with the fire. And because of those stones, Dead Sea in the Jordan, which is the place of the Lut, the people of Lut. The water, the Dead Sea, why is called Dead Sea? Because the chemical come from the sky and then Dead Sea you cannot drown anymore there. It is high density because of the chemicals. So they are not going to drown there. People can jump there, but they will not be drowned in the Lugu. Okay. What about the taking medication for mental health? Okay. Mental health people, they can adjust the timing. For example, usually the 2 times a day. So the person can take the 4:30 in the morning, and then he can take the other dose on the 6:30. So rather than 12 hours, maybe he is going to take after 14 hours. So it can be not a big problem. So mental health patients who are taking some psychological medicines, they can take 4:30 in the morning when they start the fasting, and then they can 6 o'clock again. So it's 13.5 hours maybe. It's not a problem. It can adjust. And then if it is 3 times, then they can take in the 12 midnight. But usually it's 2 times the psychological medicine. But in case if it is 3 times, then he can take the second dose at 12 midnight, and then the third dose on the morning before starting the fast. Okay, yung maligo sa dagat. Yes, no problem. You can, even whole day you stay in the sea, kahit buong araw sa dagat, it will not invalid your fasting. Okay lang. No problem. You can punta sa dagat kahit buong araw, hindi invalid yung fasting. Okay. Even you can shower 3, 4, 5 times. It's okay. You can use the toothpaste, mouthwash, or perfume, or soap, or shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, body spray. Everything is okay. 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 The other question: too much eating can cause stomach pain, iftar and so. Is it that bad or lesson to it? Yeah. The fasting is discipline. So eat with care. Don't destroy yourself with the overeating, because people are destroying themselves with overeating. They cannot breathe anymore. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, for the son of Adam, the few morsels of the food is good enough. But if he really wants to eat the full, then he can make the three part of the stomach. One part for the food, one part for the water or the liquid, and the third part for the air. Okay, hung in. So you can, if people are full here up to here, they cannot breathe anymore. They cannot have the space for the air. So 1/3 of your stomach. So one third for the food, 1/3 for the liquid, and 1/3 for the air. So don't fill your stomach. The Prophet said the worst of the vessel is the human stomach. Worst of the vessel to fill, it's a human stomach. So human stomach cannot be full. Keep some hunger. Don't keep on eating until you will not going to have a bread. Mahirap hinga. Okay, so that's not good attitude that people are eating lots of food in iftar and so, and then they make them more sick. So may Allah guide us, and we should avoid to do this. Follow-up question. Ano ang pinakamainam na dua sa iftar? Share. Okay, what I know, the dua, Allahumma laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa alayka tawakkaltu wa ala rizqika aftartu. Okay. But you can say Bismillah ala barakatillah is also okay, in the name of Allah, with the barakat, the blessing from Allah. The dua which I read, Allahumma laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa alayka tawakkaltu wa ala rizqika aftartu. This I'm reading, but any dua you can make. And even the before iftar, make lots of dua. Don't just start the food. Before iftar, marami panalangin. Dapat bago pa ng iftar, dapat marami panalangin. Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, tanggap ng Allah na yung panalangin bago pag-iftar. Okay. So before iftar, you make too many dua. Whatever you need, whatever your problems, ano yung kailangan mo, ano yung mga problem mo, maghingi na ng Allah bago pag-iftar. So before iftar, put your hand up and pray to Allah, and then start with Bismillah, your fast, inshallah. Bismillah ala barakatillah. Okay. Paano po kapag nagsuka ka? Invalid na po bang fasting? Kung suka ng sadya, invalid. But suka walang sadya, walang problem. If you are intentionally vomiting, it breaks your fasting. But if it happened, vomiting without your intention, hindi invalid. It's not invalid, okay? So, kung sadya yung suka na intention, invalid in fasting. You are putting your finger and to vomit out, that's going to invalid your fasting. Walang sadya yung suka, hindi invalid yung fasting, okay? So I think you understand that fasting can be break when you are intentionally do the vomit. But if you are vomiting without your intention, then no problem. Your fasting is not going to be invalid. So that was very good question about the iftar time, the dua. Marami dua you can make, marami panalangin pwede sa bago pa ng iftar. Like Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. And you can make dua in English or Tagalog or Urdu, kahit anong salita, you can make dua. The dua is very important, which comes from the heart. So you can make dua in anong salita marunong. You whatever salita. Tagalog, Bisaya, Tagalog, Chinese, Japanese, English, Spanish, Urdu, Hindi, Arabic, whatever language is yours, you can make Allah the dua panalangin or supplication. This is among the best time of dua is before the fasting, before the iftar. After the Fard Salah also, during the rain also, it's a great time to make dua. And you can make dua always, and always make dua to Allah. Allah is very happy when you ask Him. The people, when you ask too much, they're angry. But Allah, you ask too much, He's more happy. So, laging hingi na Allah, laging nang dua kay Allah. And Allah is going to be very happy with you when you are always asking Allah for whatever your needs and whatever your problems. Then Allah can give what you need, and Allah will solve your problem when He likes to solve it. Something Allah is not going to give you right now because it might destroy your iman. But Allah will give you in the future. Allah will pay you for that dua in the next life. Example, you want to become rich, and Allah knows when you become rich, you become mayabag. So Allah is not going to make you rich now. Later, when your iman is strong, or Allah is going to give you benefit for that dua in the hereafter. Okay, yung di sinadya na nakakain ka shake, di po ba bawasan ang kintimpala ng fasting natin? Okay. Prophet Muhammad SAW, sabi ni Prophet Muhammad SAW, kung may tao na kumakain na mali, hindi sadya, nakalimutan niya ng fasting siya, hindi bawas yung gantimpala. He is not going to, hindi invalid yung fasting because he was not intention, hindi siya nasadya. Okay, so walang problem. But if you are intentionally eating, that is a great sin, very big sin, malaking kasalanan na kumakain sa fasting ng sadya. If you are eating with intention, then it is a great sin. Walaikum salam. For acid reflux experience, gonna vomit acid or drink water to stop the pain by breaking the fast. Okay. If you have any sickness which is need to not to fast, you can avoid it. Because it's Allah said in the Quran, if you have a sickness, you can no need to fast until you get well. But for my knowledge, the acid reflux, it's very good cure is fasting. Because when you have acid reflux usually happen when you have lots of food which can increase the acidity and it will reflux, it will go up. So for my experience, the acid reflux is not an emergency, and then I'm sure if you take proper diet, not acidic foods like citrus or spicy foods or oily food, you will not have a problem. Drink lots of water in the 4:30 in the morning, and then some movement also. Sometimes your position of sleeping you can adjust, so you will get rid of acid reflux. But in case if you are in hardship and it is problem for you, you can always leave the fast for those days until you get well. There are medication also to solve the acid reflux. You can also try to drink some lactose-free milk. It can also remove the acids. You can have some lots of water. There are some water which is called alkaline water. Alkaline water also can solve your problem. Then you can have some medication like ranitidine or pantoprazole. So these are not very serious things. People have these kind of diseases, acid or reflux. It's because of the bad diet, diet problem, wrong diet or wrong nutrition. Okay. Sheikh, paano pa kapag kasugat ka, may lumabas na dugo, invalid na po ba fasting? Hindi. Yung sugat, hindi invalid fasting, okay? So if you have a wound, not a problem. Even the blood comes out or pus comes out, it's not going to invalid your fasting because it's nothing to do with your fasting. Alamatul Laylatul Qadr, it's going to be start from the Saturday night until the end of Ramadan. Some of the knowledge I'm not very sure, but a pleasant night, not hot, I cannot say anything, but we can research more about this, inshallah. And Laylatul Qadr is the night which is better than 1,000 months, and we should not lose that opportunity to make i'tikaf in the masjid and to wake up all night and to pray to Allah, make fasting, tahajjud, witr, a dua, reading the Quran, and make some lectures, inshallah. There is another question here. Salam Sheikh, I accidentally eat shawarma. Does it break my fast? Of course, if you accidentally eat, if you are judged to yourself that you did accidentally, not intentionally, it's not going to break your fasting, even shawarma or burger or whatever. But it must be without intention. You are forgetful, and once you remember, don't complete your shawarma, stop it. Don't say, okay, I mistakenly, now I remember, so just put down your shawarma, go and wash your mouth, and take out whatever in your mouth left, okay? Be sincere with Allah. Allah knows whatever you do all the time. The farting is not breaking your fast, but farting is breaking your ablution. And it will be invalid your salah. If you are praying and you're farting in the salah, your salah is no more. You go back outside and you can ablution, wash again, come back and complete your and then repeat your salah. So farting too much every minute or every hour or whatever time, the fart can only invalid your salah. Fart can only invalid your ablution and not invalid your fast. Because if a person will not fart for 14 hours, he will die. Because no one can, whole day he cannot fart. Of course you fart. Even you go to CR for urinating or defecating, it's not a problem. This is a call of nature. You can always do this. It's not going to break your fast. Okay. The question here, the halik, you can just hug the wife or to kiss. It's not going to invalid the fast. But the sexual relation during fasting is not allowed. But to hugging the wife or kissing the wife is okay. It's Prophet Muhammad was hugging his wife and kissing his wife, and it was not breaking his fast. What if some toothpaste go in my mouth when I am brushing teeth? Of course, the toothpaste will always go in the mouth. You cannot brush teeth without toothpaste. But if the toothpaste will go in your throat, then it is a problem. So don't let the toothpaste to do in your throat, because what you do, brush your teeth, use the mouthwash, no problem. Don't make too much, don't make gargle, because gargle is a problem. When you gargle while you are brushing teeth, then that can be danger to your fast. So avoid to do gargle during fasting, because the gargle can go some solid to your throat to swallow that. So avoid to do gargle during, but brushing teeth, using mouthwash is not a problem at all. It's okay. And then this one, pwede pa paluin ang batang makulit pag Ramadan. Sheikh, paano po pwede pa paluin ang batang makulit pag Ramadan? Yes, pwede paluin batang makulit para hindi makulit sa Ramadan. But not with violent palo. Very light lang. Okay, not to make any mark, pasa, or just beat with love. Okay, the husband and wife can love each other, they can kiss or hug each other, but no sexual relation. That's already I answered before the question. Then Prophet Muhammad when he go out, even if he going to the masjid, he hug his wife, whoever wife is there, and then he go to the masjid. So hugging or kissing the wife in the Ramadan is allowed. Even in ablution is allowed to hug before going to the masjid. No problem. Prophet Muhammad did this. But then during the day of fasting, no allowed to have a sexual relation with the wives. Hugging and kissing to the wives allowed during fasting, but not allowed the sexual relation. It can invalid the fasting. Is there war in Ramadan? It's okay. Why? Or neutral? Yes. There was the first battle of the Prophet Muhammad, the Badr, when they were fought against the idol worshippers, when they were taking their goods and bringing them to sell in the Sham. Then they fought in that is the 17th day of Ramadan. So the first battle of Prophet Muhammad and his followers was in Ramadan, in fasting on the 17th day of Ramadan. So for the justice, it is okay to eliminate the injustice.